In this video, we take a HP p6130y computer that was given to me by a friend, so it's a salvage unit, and we're going to put it back in service. Right now, it's running through a diagnostics check, and CPU checks out, RAM checks out, drive is in the process of testing. But I know for a fact that behind this fan is the heatsink, then the CPU, and the thermal paste between them is all dried up. So I'm going to get some thermal paste, and then we're going to see what we can do with this unit. Back from the computer store, we have some thermal paste, some rubbing alcohol, and some cotton rounds. If you have a girlfriend or a wife, she'll have some of these. And what we're going to do, we're going to take off the cooling fan, and I believe the heatsink will come right off because it's loosened from the CPU. So on this unit, we flip this switch up, and there's a little catch. See if you can see it. Right there. And so it just needs to go down and away from that. And there's a similar catch on the back side, except there's no lever. You see that? And that's going to catch right there. And what we're looking at right now is the CPU, and you see how there's some paste that's all dried up? Well, that needs to be removed, and that's where the cotton rounds and the alcohol come in. You also have to get it off the cooling fin so that when you put on the thermal paste, it makes a nice bond between the two surfaces, and the thermal heat conducts through to the cooling sink and gets drawn off by the cooling fan. So I'm just going to apply some rubbing alcohol to one of these pads and just polish that off, and I'll show you the results. So I ended up using 4 of these cotton rounds, and as you can see, you can actually read the information now. It's an AMD 2006 is the copyright on that chip. It's an old machine. Why am I saving it? I think because of the hard drive, it's a ½ terabyte. The amount of RAM, 8. I can probably repurpose this and use it for maybe a server, a media server, or to do some encoding tied in maybe as a farm. Anyway, so let's get back to business. We have our paste, and take the cap off of that. And I just bought whatever was on sale because I'm not overclocking this. I read on a ton of different ways to how to apply this, and the object is to get nice coverage on this. You're not going to probably get end to end, and to eliminate air gaps. And what the thermal paste does is it actually allows the metal, the heat coming off the CPU, to conduct through the paste to the heat exchanger. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to eliminate that air gap that's there by using this paste. And so now, here's the clean unit. You see that? We're going to align it. And remember, there's a catch in the front and in the back. So this is the one that we're going to have to catch first before we do anything. And then I'm going to get it to catch in the front. Make sure it's caught in the back. There we go. Okay, front and back. We leverage it down. It's secure. I wiggle it a little bit, spread that around. And the only thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put so much paste that it spreads over the edge. Now, some people say, oh, now disengage this, take this off, and make sure the spread is nice. But really, this is a home PC. We're not overclocking. It's just going to throw off its typical heat. And as you saw from the original patch that was there, it wasn't edge to edge. It was just a round patch. So I'm sure with the amount that I put on there, which was larger than a pea, but not putting it all over, we should have plenty of coverage with this. So this has been the basic procedure for removing your cooling fan heatsink and applying new thermal paste to your CPU and then reinstalling it.